It's on.
Hello, my name is Delia Suarez, and today we are going to be talking about self-esteem and the connection between body and mind. I would like to introduce my audience. Zoila.
Robert? Jose?
I have read many books about self-esteem, and I have taken a couple of college courses in psychology where we have talked about self-esteem. And so today, the ideas that I got for this class is from a book about self-esteem. It's called the Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi, and this is where I got all of my ideas today. According to psychology today, self-esteem is the way you think about yourself and what you expect of yourself. To achieve self-esteem, a person has to start by choosing the right parents. We say this because self-esteem is something that you start off as children. To obtain high self-esteem, you started off as children. Because children, it is an important factor about how you are raised. As a teacher, I have encountered many children who have difficulties in school because their self-esteem is very low. And this is something we need to start off when our children are very young. Children who suffer from abuse and neglect, or those who are not supported in a positive way by their parents. Children whose parents don't intervene when they see that their child is being ostracized in the classroom or in the playground. Children who live in a negative environment or whose parents suffer from low self-esteem themselves are most likely to grow up with low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is also what we call self-dislike, because if you don't love yourself and you don't like who you are, then you have low self-dislike. I am going to start today by doing a small questionnaire that will measure where we are right now in our self-esteem. This is not a questionnaire that will make a difference, or it is only for self-awareness, and you don't have to worry about how you do compared to the others in this. See, if you could please mark 10 if you agree, and 0 if you disagree. And then we will take it from there. So let's see, let's start out. Measure your personal self-esteem. I am a worthwhile person. If you agree, you put a 10. If you disagree, you put a 0. I am as valuable as a person as anyone else. I have the qualities I need to live well. When I look into my eyes in the mirror, I have a pleasant feeling. I don't feel like an overall failure. I can laugh at myself. I am happy to be me. I like myself even when others reject me. I love and support myself regardless of what happens. I am generally satisfied with the way I am developing as a person. I respect myself. I'd rather be me than someone else. Now, if you could please add your answers, and let's see how we did in the self-esteem measure. And the graph goes like this. If you got a 0, you have a total lack of self-esteem. A 50 means you have an average fullness of self-esteem. And 100 means that you have a total fullness of self-esteem. This will give you an indication of how you are doing right now with your self-esteem. Now let's see what the scale says about our answers. And what we have here. So let's think again about self-esteem and how it relates to your life, like to your everyday life. On a scale of 1 to 6, How much does self-esteem affect you? Where one is no problem, you don't have problems with self-esteem. Or number two would be a mild problem. Three, a moderate problem. Four, a severe problem. Five is an extreme problem, and six is totally incapacitating. That means that your self-esteem is such a problem in your life that you are having problems just doing all of your regular and everyday work. It is also important to see that the connection between body and mind is what makes us able to achieve a high self-esteem. Low self-esteem has been connected to many factors that are bad for us. For example, depression, anxiety, all other things that just are difficult to deal with in everyday life. So to achieve high self-esteem, what we need to do is connect our body and our mind so that we are able to progress and feel better about ourselves. The first things that we have to do is make our body able to connect with our mind. And for these, we have to do three things that are very important. First of all, we need to put our body in shape. We need to take care of our sleep hygiene, and we also have to take care of our eating habits. We have to exercise. The best exercise routine is the one you enjoy the most. Begin slow and work yourself up. Moderate, regular exercise is the goal. Exercise should leave you feeling refreshed and energized. Exercise at least for 20 minutes, 4 days a week. Any exercise is better than none. Don't think that because you only do a little bit, you're not doing anything. Try to start walking every day. Walk for a little while. Next day you walk a little further. And just get your body in the rhythm of exercising. Another thing that is very, very important is your sleep. Poor sleep has been related to unhappiness in many studies. People that don't sleep well, they're not happy. Regular sleep and wake-up times are needed to keep the body's sleep cycle consistent. If you have your sleep cycle and you know your body knows that it will shut down at a certain time and you'll have to wake up in a certain time, then your body will be in sync with the rest of you. Going to bed later on weekends can cause sleep deprivation. If you feel, well, tomorrow I don't have to get up. I will just watch this movie or go out, and that's okay occasionally, but if you do it every weekend, then you can cause yourself sleep disorders. Eating habits. Your eating habits also have to be appropriate. Avoid processed foods and consume most calories from complex carbohydrates. Reduce consumption of meat, which contains saturated fats and cholesterol. Reduce fats, sugar, salt, caffeine, processed foods, and alcohol. Keep your blood sugar steady throughout the day. And you can do this by never skipping a meal and having snacks during the day. If your blood sugar is normal and steady during the day, then you will feel a lot better, and that's how you get your mind to work better. I have enjoyed presenting this information to you today, and I hope that these few ideas regarding self-esteem and the connection between body and mind will be helpful to you. Today we have talked about self-esteem and the fact that of not liking who we are can affect us directly and those who are close to us. We measured our current self-esteem on the self-esteem checkup, and we measured how much self-esteem affects our daily lives by rating our self-esteem on the scale by Gauthier, Poehler, and General, 1983. We also talked about body and mind and how we need to take care of our bodies before we can have a sound mind. We talked about exercise, sleeping, and eating habits to achieve a good set of mind that will allow us to work on our self-esteem. Thank you for helping me with this project.
Very well.
Thank you.